Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about doing what Jesus tells you to do. Now, I talked about how you should be thankful when you hear Jesus' voice, but this is going to be part 2 to that video. And I also talked about how sometimes Jesus tells us stuff that we don't necessarily want to hear. And that is true. Sometimes we get depressed because of the state of the world and what's going on all around us. And sometimes we want to escape back into our past. But when Jesus pulls you away from something, and He will, when He blocks you from feeling what you used to feel and what you want to feel and like going back to your old life, then you should stop and turn around and go right back to Jesus. Because that stuff is not going to make you happy. You've been delivered from that. Now, I want to talk about what I'm talking about. Like to just give you an example. For instance, let's say that you dropped your habit of smoking cigarettes, and I'm not trying to shame people that smoke. The habit should be shamed, but if you have been set free from cigarettes and you want to go back to them, Jesus will say, hey, I delivered you from this. I got something better for you than cigarettes. Follow me. Some of us are stubborn though, and we don't listen to the voice of Jesus. We want to do what we want to do. And if we keep going back to our old ways, we're never going to move forward. As hard as that is to hear, we need to hear it, especially me, because I'm guilty of this. This is why I'm sharing this with you. Because there are times where I want to go back to my old ways. And I know I shouldn't because, I've been delivered from that. But don't be ashamed to go back to Jesus, because Jesus will welcome you back with open arms. He knows what you're going through. He knows the struggle that you are facing and the trials that you are going through. All you need to do is say, hey, I need your help. I'm going through this. I've tried to do this, and I know it was wrong. Please forgive me. That's all He wants, is you to be honest with Him and to just be willing to let it all go. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to meet the standards of Jesus, because let's be honest, none of us can live up to that standard. But we need to try. We need to really try to stay on the path that Jesus put us on. We can't be going back to our old ways, because if we keep going back to our old ways, then the attack is just going to be stronger, and we're just going to let this thing rule over us. But we're not supposed to let it rule over us. Jesus has given us the authority over that. We need to use that and crush whatever temptation the enemy sends our way. So, what I want you to take from this is, when Jesus tells you to do something and you're on the wrong path, turn around, obey the voice of Jesus, because Jesus has something better for you. And He loves you. And He doesn't want you to fall to the darkness of the world. Because if you are in the world and of the world, then you're going to die with the world. And Jesus is just looking out for you. He knows what's going to kill you spiritually. And He's keeping you away from that. Be thankful. Be grateful. Because there are people that aren't protected by Jesus. They are fake Christians. But since you are real and you have a genuine love for Jesus, you are protected. You have that hedge of protection. And Jesus won't let anything happen to you. Take encouragement in that. knowing that you have an eternal reward waiting for you, and that you have a life outside of this world and in eternity forever with Jesus. I don't know about you guys, but I want that eternal reward. I don't want to drift it back into this world. I want to have what Jesus wants for me. I want that reward that is waiting for me up in heaven. And, I just want to say this real quick. I understand what you're going through. I understand if you get tired of the times that we're in. Because I want to go back to my old life just to drown out all of the wickedness and depression and just the craziness that's going on these days. I understand what you're going through. But going back to your old ways is not the solution. Jesus is the solution. And it's time for us to look to Jesus. Now, our flesh doesn't want to.